Hi all. Uh, this is day 76 of my GATE CS prep journey. So as I mentioned yesterday, like I will be starting OS today. So I've just completed my very first lecture right now, and I made like rough. You can say like I have made understandable notes. Rough. I won't say it's rough, but yeah, I can refer it. So I made that, and I wanted to summarize right after completing the lecture, because then after that I won't be getting time and it would be backlog, and eventually I won't do it, like I won't ending up recording it. So I wanted to record it right now only. Um so basically it was like, a little history of OS, why OS came, why we need OS, because it's very first lecture, and like basics were covered. So yeah, I mean, interesting to know, right? Like why we are learning the OS and how it got invented, or the little background you can say. So if you see, like, first point is, we like all of are familiar with what is like C program, right? So they have taken the example of basic C program. Like if we compile the C program, it got converted into compiler converts after compilation. It got converted into executable file, which also called as .exe file. So you can see foo.c, I have taken example, and after compilation we'll get executable file, which is a.out. So a.out is executable file for Linux. For Windows we have .exe, a.exe. Then a.exe is for Windows operating system, a.out is for Linux. So compiler, what is this executable file? You might have questions. So this is very well structured file. So compiler translates human readable file into binary machine code that computer processor can directly run. So it is for machine to understand or processor to understand and run it. So in that executable file, you will get all the binary 0101 that machine understands. That is executable file. So this is very well structured file such that a main function location should be known to operating system. Operating system would get to know what is main function for this because of this file, and because from main only all the execution starts. So that is the, I think, purpose of executable file here. Because of this file, operating system would get to know about where is the main. So, and after loading in main memory, CPU will keep uh, doing fetch, decode, execute continuously. These three steps are will be done to, like, after loading into main memory, everything is run by operating system. And after getting a.out, there is question, like, they asked while teaching, like, after getting a.out, which is executable file, how much time it should load, it should load into main memory. So how, after how much time it should load into main memory, this a.out. So answer is, whenever you want to run, you can run it. Like after 1 year also, you can load it into main memory to run it. And we double click to run any application, right? So that's how the I've also mentioned. But basically, once operating system loads a.out, I mean, after getting a.out, sorry, executable file, after how much of time you can load it into main memory, and you can load it into main memory after any amount of time, like it would be 1 year, 2 year also, you can load it into main memory to double to run it. So that is interesting to know. I mean, you might have get a lot of like good file recording lecture, and you can run it at any time. That is the real time example of, I think, running this executable file on your machine. So easy to understand. So then there is like running a small program without OS. What steps you need were there? Like you need to set up PC to start the main function, and CPU will fetch, decode, execute will give the manually run permission. So that are the basic steps without operating system to run any basic program. Why printf needs OS support in general? because CPU does not own the monitor. Monitor is external input output device. CPU has to take permission from monitor. So that's why printf needs OS support in general. So running two program without OS, it's like pen and paper for bookkeeping, memory management. Where is program 1 in memory, main memory, and where is program 2 in main memory? Program 1 wants to print something, manually check if printer already in use. Resource management, memory management. So these are things required without to run two program without operating system. After this, like OS content 10 lakhs lines of code that is written once, and you need not to do manually things that like resource management and memory management. So why we need OS is like manually it's too hectic to handle memory management, resource management and other things also. So and the task we do, or like not only one user do, right? Lot of user do the same task which are very very common. So that's why we need operating system. And the other fundamental thing is what OS do. It manages memory, resource management, manages file system. These are the things OS do. So OS basically makes our life easy because we don't have to handle hardware things directly. OS is basically interface between user and hardware, so we don't have to handle hardware directly. Then the very first OS was OS 360 was very first operating system, but it failed, and after that Unix came, and it was first successful attempt of operating system. So idea of Unix, like it's a little background of Unix. 2-3 people developed it, and idea of Unix was like, let's say you need to run browser, you can say that, and OS, after you put file name, then OS will search for file from secondary storage, and secondary storage will be hard disk, USB. It will load into main memory. So that's how OS will run the file name. This is the like basic idea of operating system. Like you put file name, then OS will search for file from secondary storage, will load to main memory. Then file system is in secondary storage, multiple files 1 2 are stored, and OS responsible for how to store file, that is file system also. Contiguous, non-contiguous way there is to store files. Unix inspired all the operating system like Windows, Linux. Linux is majorly inspired from Unix only. What should there be in operating system? Memory management, memory manager, security, file management, and at one time only one process runs, even though we see multiple process runs, but only one process run at one time. And CPU, like OS also provides virtualization, like it gives feel to us that multiple processes are running, but in the background only one process runs at a time. So that was, I think, summary for the very first lecture of OS. I'll be doing for every lecture I've covered, and I'm looking for the DPP also from where I get. So I'll just solve that and I'll record that as well, because it would be easier if I solve DPP also. Thank you guys for watching. I'll keep different playlist for OS from now onwards.